Hi Sagittarius, here is a general look at your solar chart for April 2014, and every year at this time the Sun comes into a really good angle with your Sun sign underpinning your natural Saggy energies, but this April we have got some gale force influences coming in as well, mostly to do with the cardinal cross in the sky. This is a configuration between 4 planets, each at the end of a cross, and it makes a kind of square shape in the sky and there's some Mercury thrown into one point of that as well for a time there, and this configuration is going to be colliding most strongly from mid-month onwards, although it's coming into alignment from the back end of March and over the earlier part of April, and will also be around during the early part of May. And the cardinal cross energies are behind, or rather a couple of the points of that at least have been behind this general breaking down and unraveling of establishment structures across our world, and we've seen that manifesting as in all kinds of conflicts. It's even been seen in the weather, and in this configuration Mars on one end of this cross in Libra is actually in April going backwards. It's retrograding, and so the advice would be that if you do have to initiate something really important, or you have to throw the gauntlet down in some way, you have to take action against somebody for some reason, it probably wouldn't be the best idea to do it now. It would be better to do it from when Mars goes direct, from the 20th of May. Even if it's some kind of negotiation type situation that you want to initiate, or kind of a creative project or something, best to wait again till Mars goes direct. Now we're also going to be having a solar eclipse that's happening on 29th of April. That's in Taurus, and also there's going to be a lunar eclipse in there somewhere as well. But another very significant aspect, I would say, is coming from Venus, which is going to be connecting in the most positive way with 3 of the points of that cardinal cross. And for me, that's going to be a kind of safety valve to let the pressure off this quite tight, tense, hot pressure cooker of this cardinal cross. So I'll try and explain to you where your Venus is going to be at that time. And Venus is going to be at her most sensitive and altruistic as she moves into Pisces in your chart. That will be in the area to do with home, family, and so on, but we'll get to that in a minute. She comes into Pisces, and that's where she finds her empathy, and that's where we can be our most empathic. And you can be your most understanding and empathic in that area too. And really, this this transit of Venus is going to be almost like the open door, the exit door out of the kitchen if things get too hot. And it is very much in Pisces, when Venus is in Pisces, very much not so much about the differences between us all, but the commonalities we all share, not the bickering about what's right and wrong and ego stuff and generally the differences, but in fact what we all are in here together under this sky, on this earth, on Starship Earth. But I've made a separate video about the cardinal cross stuff. And now there might even be a link to it somewhere here. Now on the 30th of March there was a lunar eclipse, not as important or significant, I should say, as the solar eclipse. However, it is worth a mention, and during May you could be busting out of whatever's been holding you back. It's definitely time to get out of the daily grind, maybe take a trip, maybe explore and adventure into new and unfamiliar territories, and that will help you to get the broader perspective on something, very much give you the bigger picture, which is what you totally enjoy, Sagittarius. And you are the sign of the zodiac that's very good at giving others the bigger picture as well. Until the 20th, well, the Sun's position is in actually quite playful area. It is to do with children, young people. It's to do with your own inner child, and there could be more access to entertaining type environments, and also leisure activities there, and that could have your attention along with romance, you know, anything which you feel helps you to stand out in some way and let your light shine. And you're more likely to feel that light of appreciation shining on you from others, whatever you're doing. As the month kicks off, discussions could revolve around family matters, extended family, neighborhood, property matters, place on the map, and improving upon or making the most of assets. And also there could be you thinking about the past, thinking about parenthood, traditions, and so on. And then from the 8th, Mercury goes into this very much more innovative sector. That's when Mercury underpins where the Sun is from the 8th onwards, and there's likely to be increasing communications with or about children, young people, could be pets, could be lovers, could be partners. And you could be playing with ideas now, maybe speculating on this or that or the other scenario. Trickster energy is strong though, so somebody could be playing a joke. Might be you're known for that because one of the attributes for your sign is the clown. But also you could be, you know, the butt of somebody else's joke, or indeed there could be some kind of false alarm there. But you could be very creatively inspired at this time, and around mid-month there could be a sudden light bulb moment which catapults you into the stratosphere, or definitely into a different train of thought, really. From the 20th, it's the Sun moves then, and it's time to make yourself useful. So this is a more practical mood now of the Sun, and getting on with the chores, the to-do list, the niggly details of daily life. Getting to grips with health issues might be yours, might be another's, speaking to people who are health providers, service providers, thinking more along these practical lines to do with repairs and maintenance, maybe just getting things organized better, how you want them to be, that would be advisable. And then from the 23rd, Mercury comes into this same area that the Sun's in, and putting your mind very much on these daily schedules, the to-do list, maybe paperwork, correspondence, and you thinking about your duties more, you thinking about how you can be useful more, and perhaps blowing the dust off an old skill or two, learning a new skill or two, and applying the ones you've got. As the month begins, Venus is in a very sociable sector of your solar chart, and that chimes in really well with the original position of the Sun, and you can be enjoying your daily encounters, and there can be more entertainment around, and just enjoying that interaction maybe with brothers and sisters, or those you consider to be soul brothers and sisters, and you can just feel freer to express yourself. In fact, you can be quite articulate at this time and feel warm, supportive relations coming from others. Tendency is like that. So if you're in a negotiation type situation, which you haven't initiated because of the Mars retrograde thing, then things can go your way. You know, you can do quite well there. And also if you want to settle a feud, then you can be very persuasive, and again the cards are stacked in your favor. And then from the 6th, Venus does move into Pisces in this very pivotal position regarding, you know, in relationship to this cardinal grand cross. So this actually throws a very warm beam of friendly, supportive light into the root of your chart, which is to do with family or neighborhood, or anything to do with your HQ, your place on the map. And overall, it does encourage more harmonious time at home. And you welcome others into your space, maybe, or maybe you are being welcomed into another space more. And this is the time that you like to appreciate family connections more, family traditions, family history, and you value the bonds you share either with those close to you or with maybe extended family, tribal type relationships as well. And also this is a great time to be embellishing a space, making the most of it, decorating, just making the place fresher and nicer and more attractive. And if there are any skeletons rattling in the closet, old wounds from the past can be healed, because Venus's tendency to balance things wherever she goes. And so if there's disharmony there, she can bring the equilibrium in. And this is, as I say, you know, even if you are not a cardinal sign, which you're not, others that you are connecting with may be in that cardinal sign pressure cooker mix. And so therefore you can, with this very sensitive, sort of nostalgic as well position of Venus, show your compassion, show your empathy, and bring in the balance there, bring and feel more aligned yourself. And for some of you, there could be a new arrival. Now, Saturn's in a very long transit in the sign before yours, Scorpio, and that means it's the time of preparation for when Saturn does come into your sign for you early Saggies, the Christmas Eve 2014 for a 2.5-year transit. You should be tying up loose ends from the past and maybe working quite hard on that. You know, it's not going to be a clear road with all the lights on green, that's for sure. It never is wherever Saturn is. But yeah, to do with the past, but also to do with your baggage, to do with maybe inappropriate habits, which may come back to bite you now because they're having one last go at you before you've really kind of stamped them out completely. And also, this is the area of higher service in your sun sign chart, Sagittarius. So being the support, you know, putting yourself out for others, that will be demanded more, or rather you might be feeling more obliged during this transit of Saturn here. But this is the time for you to face up to a few home truths, and that might be outside of you, or it might be to do with you, behaviors that are and have been counterproductive. So that's for you to sort out and to work quite hard on, and not be disheartened, you know, when you feel like you've taken two steps back, and, you know, and only one step forward, because Saturn is about perseverance, and Saturn's about building new foundations. Now, until July, Mars is in a very good angle to your sun sign, in a very progressive, futuristic, I would say, sector of your solar chart. It's quite technology-based, so things like the internet could be emphasized there, where you have to be the initiator. You've got to be decisive, and you've got to get on with things, and you can be very successful because you can be very productive wherever Mars is. And also, you may feel sometimes a lot of demand coming from you to you from a group, a collective of some kind, because Mars can be quite pushy, so you might feel pushed by them somehow or other, or by certain friends or certain close associates, colleagues. And due to certain others, life can become more draining on your vitality, speeds up your life. You know, there's more hustle and bustle around you, but also you can be more annoying as well, because you just might not be in the mood that day, you know. So you've got to be on the ball, but to be on the ball, you've got to regenerate, you've got to recharge your own batteries. So you do need to step away from that sometimes. And do whatever you can to get yourself aligned and get your batteries recharged, because this area that Mars is in can be quite competitive, you know, as well. So as long as you don't allow yourself to be pushed into something, or pushed into a timing that doesn't sit right with you, and you're not hasty and don't allow others to tire you out, then you should be fine. And like I say, you can be very proud of everything that you've achieved through this area here. And it is a very progressive area, so you can be thinking in a future orientated kind of a way, and things that have been on the back burner, things that have been gathering dust in the corner for maybe a long time, maybe for years and years and years, you can start moving forwards with that. You can start getting the ball rolling with that again, and maybe something just happens which gets the ball rolling, you know. There was something I wanted to say about Mercury. Around mid-month, there could be a sudden light bulb moment. I think I did say that, but I'm just going to say that again because that very much connects to that area there about progress, about, you know, sort of catapulting you into a future kind of scenario. Now, until July, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is putting a very beneficial emphasis into your joint financial area. It's not a very strong aspect. However, the position, the sector of your chart is in is materially, potentially very beneficial. And your life could grow and expand through the contribution of certain key associations, or a partnership. Could be a working one, could be you know, a close friend one, could be a partner. So this can mean more money, possessions, or improved physical conditions made available to you through them or with them, and you find, you know, you find that liaising with them, you can capitalize upon any kind of asset there, or indeed get your hands on certain assets. And it could be a different financial strategy. It could be something to do with a property where you can improve things. It could be about debts, either to you or from you. It could be about a moral debt, and a moral debt that gets settled there. And all in all, Jupiter here does tend to make you feel more emotionally settled and more secure. And actually that's it for April. If you want to know what the outer planets are doing and which part of your sign they may be affecting mostly this month, just have a look at my website. It's written up there, DianaGarland.com. And also, if you know your moon sign or your ascendant, then listen to the forecast for those, because if you piece all the three of them together, it'll kind of give you even a bigger picture, which is probably what you'd like. Just take the bits that make sense to you, and I'll see you the next time.